We've been expecting to hear from her, and wow, man, she really came out strong.
I'm not a politician. I'm cool.
Okay. That's Khaleesi from Game of Thrones. But Hillary Clinton also announced she's seeking the crown yesterday.
I'm running for president.
Oh, look, Hillary's not that far off from Khaleesi. I'm sure she would also say something like this.
I will take what is mine. With fire and blood, I will take it.
I smell a campaign slogan.
Okay, now hold up your phone, and you can just look natural, okay? And maybe you want to soften a little. Okay, a little more. Okay, maybe a lot more. Great. Great, okay, and action.
Citizens, you will elect me. I will be your leader.
A little comedy corner there. We saw our friends on Saturday Night Live, preceded by Larry Wilmore. And you know, it has been said that laughter is the best medicine. But it's not laughter alone that helps 14.5 million children and adults with a history of cancer who have survived that dread disease here in the United States. That number is expected to jump up to around 19 million over the next decade, according to Cancer Treatment and Survivorship Facts and Figures. But for those who beat their cancer, what battles might they still face? Joining us to discuss this a little more is Bill Aron, who is the author of New Beginnings, The Triumphs of 120 Cancer Survivors. Bill is Skyping in from L.A. And Bill, we know you have a book about this, and I'm just wondering, to get started, does laughter, has that been a help for most cancer survivors?
Absolutely. Laughter relaxes the body. And when the body's relaxed, it's devoid of tension, and the immune system is able to marshal its resources to do what it has to do.
And
yeah.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt.
New Beginnings is really about hope and inspiration. Most people saw the Ken Burns documentary, which was really excellent and encyclopedic. But New Beginnings goes a little bit beyond that documentary. It deals with what we call the silent phase after treatment ends. That's when the sort of the frenetic energy of treatments and doctor's appointments and phone calls from friends and family cease. And it's replaced, they're all replaced when treatment's over by an anomic silence. Even families and friends tend to see the conclusion of treatment as an end.
And when we talk about that, Bill, I'm just kind of curious, and we have about 90 seconds remaining. In that silent time, is there always looming the next test, the fear of recurrence? How do the cancer survivors handle that?
Absolutely. Once you're diagnosed with cancer, that feeling never leaves you. That feeling that something that you have no control over might be growing in your body. But learning to live with cancer is a very different mindset, and many people need to figure out how. The statistic of 14.5 million, in 1971 there were only 3 million survivors, and now there's a huge number, and people need to figure out what it's about. Ed Feinstein, a rabbi in Los Angeles, had this to say: the way of healing is to balance the loss and the fear and the rage with a sense of gratitude. When they balance, we are whole, whether or not we are cured.
And that is a good note on which to end this. Bill Aron, we thank you very much for your time, Skyping in from Los Angeles, the author of the book, New Beginnings, The Triumphs of 120 Cancer Survivors. And as Bill pointed out, the fact that so many are surviving cancer now is certainly inspirational, and I know there are a lot of inspirational stories within the pages of the book, New Beginnings. We're coming to the ending of this particular installment of America's Forum. We would remind you that we're followed by a 1-hour edition of Newsmax Now, then Midpoint will be here, and then following that, the Steve Malzberg Show. For now, JD saying see you tomorrow. Stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.